Good morning, everyone. In this session, we will discuss about how to prepare for the civil services examination, especially for the beginners. So this video is intended to serve the benefit for the beginners who are just recently started their preparation. So generally for every aspirant, there might be a motive to prepare for this examination. For some people, it might be the power. For some people, it might be the service. For some people, they want to become the part of the governance of this nation, or individual reasons everyone they have. First of all, you need to know why you want to prepare for this examination. You should have a clear idea, because this examination requires a lot of effort, and without knowing your motive clearly, it is very difficult to sustain this preparation for a long time. First, try to identify what motivates you to prepare for this examination. If you have a clear motivation or motive, then it's fine. Then it will help you to sustain your preparation. Generally, when we start the UPSC preparation, we look for the so many resources like our topper videos or some blogs written by the toppers. For sure, they will be useful, but you need to understand one factor, that strategy which is designed by that topper worked for him, not for you. So you can take wholesome the preparation tips from every topper, but you need to apply only what applies to you and what will clicks for you. So number one, the biggest problem for any aspirant is finding the right resources. So first of all, you try to find the correct resources. Once if you fix your resources, and please try to stick it, because today you will listen to one topper and he will give you some basic books to read, and suddenly another topper will tell another book, and you will try to fluctuate between that book to this book, and altogether you will land up with no book reading. So that is not a good thing. So the first and foremost thing is you need to find out the basic book list first, because for this examination, you need to read the basic books and also advanced books. First 3 to 4 months, or sometimes 4 to 6 months, you please try to focus only to finish the basic books. Those basic books are available from the different resources. You can pick up any institution suggestion or any topper suggestion. Those are available. Even we also drafted some basic book list, and you just try telegram us. We will share that basic book list if you want. So you please take the book list and you try to prepare from that basic book list. So when you try to start from the basic book list, you may feel that that content is not important for you. That content is too long for you. It might not be useful for the examination. So many thoughts will come when we start to read the book. For example, if we say that start your NCERT preparation from class 6, you may start to read from the class 6 and you may feel that everything you know and you are unnecessarily wasting your time. But you please try to understand, you need to start from the basic foundations, because the NCERT syllabus was designed in such a way that in every class, they are going to add some extra information, which is going to support the information given in the previous class. So when you start your preparation, you please try to stick to the NCERT resources first. You please try to finish the NCERT resources. And while you are reading the NCERT resources like history or geography or polity for that matter, try to read with purpose, because some people may suggest that why history is to be read, why the geography should be read, why we need to by heart everything. So those many questions will come to your mind. But the fact remains is you need to serve this nation. For example, if you are posted in Punjab, if you are posted in West Bengal, if you are posted in Tamil Nadu for that matter, you need to basically know about the geographical structure of that region and historical structure of that region and many other things. So it is very common that you should know the very basic foundations correct. So while you are preparing for the history, while you are preparing for the geography, try to assume that the information will be helpful for you. For example, today you are reading about the Indian national movement, and that will be very useful for you because you are getting inspiration from the people who contributed to the independence for this nation. So that type of motivation should be there. First, if you have the correct motivation, then you need to sustain this preparation. So while you are reading the books like history and geography, they're even though they are very factual in nature, those are very important, because if you become an officer of this country, you must know the geographical and historical region of that place. So with that perspective, try to create an interest while preparing the topic. Try to see everything from the administrator point of view, so that at least you are not getting bored while reading the topics. The second suggestion was, when you are reading the NCRTs, the basic foundation books, try to mix it with the right combination. For example, if you are trying to start to read with history, and you can try to merge it with the polity. So because the history and polity are interconnected to each other to some extent, the history and geography are interconnected to each other to some extent. So there is an interconnection between every subject. So what I'm suggesting was, take two subjects at a time, try to read parallelly. For example, if you started to read the history, you can pick up geography as the second subject, and you try to interlink those two subjects while you are reading. Another thing is whether we have to prepare the notes while we are reading, especially the static subjects like history and geography. So my suggestion was, don't go for the notes preparation in the first instance, especially for the beginners. You please try to finish the basic books, and after that you try to finish the advanced books. And if you have time, by that time, we are requesting you to go for the drafting of your own notes. Otherwise, writing your own notes is not sufficient, because while preparing, you will write some points, and in the second reading you may feel that the other points are very important, so then you want to include in the middle, so that looks very clumsy. So first you try to read the NCRT books only with the idea of having some kind of information. Once the NCRT books reading is over, once the first revision is over, then you can go for the advanced books. Then from the crux of the advanced books and the basic books, you may prepare the highlighting points, so in the form of the notes, and that will be much useful for you rather than preparing notes from the first point of time. So again, I'm reiterating, the first thing is you have to prepare the basic foundation books, then only you can go for advanced books. When you select your advanced and basic books, try to stick to one resource. Don't try to change it from time to time, so it will create a lot of burden on you. The third aspect is whether you have to prepare the notes or not. My suggestion was, in the first reading, there is no need to prepare any notes. Try to avoid preparing of the notes. And after the reading of the basic reading of the advanced book, then you can try to prepare a notes for very few subjects where you feel that your knowledge is not suffice and you are not able to recall the facts. For those subjects, you can write the notes, because in this digitalized world, so with the vast resources are available in the internet, so notes making is not required, because there are few people who can draft a very good notes for you. You can go through it. So you can try to utilize your time on the revision or expansion of the knowledge rather than preparing for the notes. The other thing is current affairs, the very, very important factor in the entire preparation. So generally, you can start the reading of the basic newspapers like Hindu and the Indian Express. Those are the standard newspapers. But if you see the pattern of the prelims examination, the analysis of the questions in the mains examination, and how the interviews are going on, going with the only these two newspapers might not be suffice. But I am suggesting you that if you are very poor in English, try to start your current affairs or newspaper reading with respect to Indian Express. And if you are reasonably good in English, then you can read Indian Express and Hindu both, because one paper is must and should. The second paper, it depends upon the time availability, because you cannot spend more than 1.5 hour on the newspapers every day, because you need to prepare many things. So for the newspapers, maximum you can spend 1.5 hour. But while preparing this, after 3 to 4 months of the reading of these two newspapers, and try to expand your newspapers list, because some of the articles are very good from the Live Mint. Some of the articles are very good in the Financial Express. Some of the articles are very good in Business Standard. So there is nothing wrong to have a glance on those newspapers and try to identify the good topics. And if you feel that that topic will enhance your knowledge, will change your perspective, then please go through it. Because initially you start with the static preparation, right? So over a period of time, 3 to 4 months, the knowledge on the static portion will slightly enhance. During those 3 months, anyway, you will read a basic newspaper like Hindu or Indian Express. So that static knowledge and this newspaper reading will obviously increase and enhance the your subject knowledge on particular topic. So once you reach that stage, I am suggesting you to open your wings for the other resources, especially in the newspapers. And you can also follow some of the topics from the First Post YouTube channel. So the First Post having uh, the kind of concept like flashback. So there are so many things they're doing in the series of the fashions, like flashback of so and so topic. So whenever you have doubt, you try to refer, if that is available in the YouTube provided by the First Post, you go through it. So whenever you feel one topic is very difficult, and try to search in the YouTube. So somebody will give you a crisp explanation on that. So go through that YouTube video and again come back to the topic so that you can understand very easily. Because for the beginners, the problem is, for example, just now I started the preparation, and if I am reading some news article on Russia and Ukraine, on the first instance itself, don't try to understand. You don't try to feel that I need to understand everything about Russia Ukraine war. So that's not possible. Because if you feel like that, you need to see the Russian history, Ukraine history, and NATO history. So many things will come into the picture. Everything you will not cover in one day. So for those topics, you continuously read the newspapers. Over a period of time, your knowledge and your understanding on the topic will slowly enhance. So anyway, meanwhile, you are going to read the world history from the static portion also. From that, you have some more knowledge, and daily you are reading the newspapers. Altogether, the subject knowledge on that paper will on that particular topic will increase. So don't try to see that everything I have to complete it today itself. Don't be in that mindset, because that is not possible for this examination, right? So again, we are reiterating. We told that you try to read the newspaper of your choice, preferably Hindu or Indian Express. If you are weak in English, so prefer the Indian Express because it is very lucid in the language. And if it is okay, go for both newspapers. Read 1.5 hour. Give 1.5 hour time. So after 3 to 4 months from your preparation, so like you are reading some static portion, you are reading some newspapers, try to expand your base from the different resources like Financial Express, Business Standards, Live Mint, from the different newspapers. So that will add value to your preparation. This is about the current affairs. And coming to when we have to take the test series. So that is the very biggest question mark. Uh, Again, my suggestion was, if you are preparing from home, for example, if you are not taking any help of any coaching institution, my suggestion was let you finish your entire syllabus. After that, you try to attempt the test series. But if you're already taking a test series from the certain institution, follow the time schedules properly. So it is not like anyway you should not feel that that test series I already bought it, so it is available for me at any point of time. I will write on my own time. So that's not a good strategy. So they will when you bought the test series, they might have given a clear timeline. So when the test will be conducted and what is the syllabus. So you stick to the syllabus according to your institution and try to adhere to the timelines with one or test here and there. That's fine, but try to adhere to the timeline so that you can finish your syllabus and test series preparation. So because you are able to integrate your preparation with the test series, because if you are following the test series parallelly to your preparation, what is the advantage? You are trying to integrate because you are reading certain topics, you are writing exam on certain topics, and obviously you are able to identify what are your mistakes and where you are not able to cope up, and everything you are able to analyze very easily. But if you are preparing from the home and if you are very individual person, then try to finish the syllabus at least once, and after that try to prepare try to buy the test series from the market and try to do it at home. And make sure that writing a test series is just attempting and getting marks. That is not the purpose of the test series actually. But initial test series, first 10 to 15 tests at least you have to write, to understand the pattern of how they're asking questions and what topic they're asking question, in how many dimensions they're asking questions. These are the very important things you must realize. Once if it is over, then you can add some portions, because after writing 10 to 15 tests, then you can see that okay, fine, from now onwards I will write in the examination mode, like how much time you are spending and what how you are picking the answers. Are you picking the answer from the guess point of view, or do you know the answer correctly? Everything analysis you can add later, but for the first 10 to 15 tests, you try to figure it out how the UPSC is asking questions, because most of the test series from the reputed institutions, they're designing their questions in the similar style. So when you are writing the test series, make sure that observe the questions properly, attempt with sincerely, and once the test is over, you please try to check how many questions you wrote confidently, how many questions you attempted with guessing. Because if you answer the question with guessing and if it is correct, don't feel that you have that knowledge. So you please try to identify yourself what are the answers which are right through guessing. You can identify those questions also in the analysis, because the aim of the test series is not only getting the marks. So to identify your weakness is the main purpose of the test series. So identify your weakness on the topic and after that enhance your knowledge. So that will be the much better full strategy for the test series. So beginners, you please try to figure it out yourself. If you have an institutional support, please stick to the timelines. If you don't have an institutional support, please try to finish the syllabus once, then try to attempt the test series. So that will be the much better strategy as far as I'm concerned. And coming to optional, how we should decide the optional is the very basic question. Most of the aspirants they're asking. We may always say that go according to your interest. Of course, to some extent that might be true, but largely this is an examination, right? You have to get marks. So based on that marks only, you will be shortlisted for the interview in the mains. So ultimately, not only your interest matters, but also the subject scoring matters. So you please try to see the possibility that what are the various options which are performing reasonably better in the recent years, and what are the average score, and what is the syllabus, and how much time we need to dedicate in that for that subject, and all these factors taken into the consideration. My suggestion was don't go only on your interest. Take all these considerations. Number one, your interest matters. That's for sure. Number two, how that optional is faring in the last in the recent past. You please take into that consideration. Number three, how whether that subject has enough resources to follow, like YouTube lectures or the online lectures, or a very good faculty or very good resources to study, whether they have or not. Fourth one is whether that optional has good test series platform from the different reputed people. You see that. You can take all these four considerations into the picture before you are selecting an optional, because altogether it is an examination. You need to get marks. So your interest alone is not suffice to select your optional. So consider all these constraints, then select an optional. Okay. So for example, if you're not able to select your optional initially, so give yourself time for the 3 months at least. You are in the starting of the preparation. You started to read the basic books for the general studies, right? So by the time optional, you try to see every day, just give 15 to 20 minutes, try to see the syllabus of the shortlisted optionals, try to search in the internet or the YouTube, and you can find the best suggestions from the previous toppers or the previous people who cleared this examination. From there, you can try to figure it out. Maybe this is the optional because this is the subject, this is the syllabus, and I was more interested to read the subject. Because you need to give a lot of time to the optional every day. At least you give the 2 hours to the optional. So in that case, you should not get bored while reading that optional. So only based on scoring also, you should not select the optional, because once if the subject is not interested, it does not matter how many marks it how many toppers chosen the subject previously, but for you it may not click. So you please consider all the four ingredients what we discussed just now before you are selecting the optional. Okay. And the other thing is whether we have to do the daily answer writing practice or not. Again, it's a personal choice. For example, if your expression skills are not great and if you are not able to express your ideas openly, then my suggestion was yes, try to write some question every day. So you may write one question, two questions, does not matter, but try to write something on the paper, so that what happens is when you try to start, when you just started writing answers to the question, you can identify few things. Number one, you might have a lot of knowledge on that, but you are not able to put in the right perspective on the paper. Number two, you know the topic, but you are not able to identify the facts. So these things will come into the picture when you try to write on the paper, especially the students with engineering background or with some technical background. So I am strongly suggesting you to write every day 2 to 3 questions in your free time, so that it will give you a lot of confidence in the writing practice. Because writing practice is very much essential, and it is not possible to get that skill within 2 to 3 months. So my suggestion was you try to start from after 1 to 2 months. When you have a suffice information or knowledge with you, you please try to start to write it, because these things are very much important to clear to get the good marks in the in the prelims examination. And one more thing is, so these are the basic things you should take care before you are starting your preparation. But apart from this, we will discuss few more things. You know that this examination, it's like a yagna, so you have to do it with heart and soul. So number one, you must have the proper motivation for this examination. And number two is, you please try to avoid the social media as much as you can. So you can spend half an hour every day on your social media. But if it is possible, if you have a very strong will, just switch off everything like Instagram and Facebook and everything. But if if you're not that type of person, you please continue it, but try to stick it for the half an hour a day. And one more thing is, when you start this preparation, you are in the full Josh. So you will prepare your time schedules like from morning 4 o'clock to night 12 o'clock. So you will prepare like that. And on the first day, you will follow that timetable religiously. On the second day, you will try to start to go for deviation. On third day, 50% performance will come down. So what happens on the fourth day was, you may feel that no, this timetable is not working out for me. Anyway, this week was gone. So from the next week onwards, I will frame the good timetable and I will follow. So in that week, 3 days was you observed 3 days yourself and you are not happy with yourself, and the remaining 3 days you intentionally waste, because from the next week onwards you want to follow the new timetable. So my suggestion was, you know about yourself and what is your concentration levels. So based on your concentration level, prepare your schedule like that. For example, if you are not a person to read 12 to 14 hours a day, at least you start to read 6 hours a day. Slowly over a period of time, you can increase from 6 to 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, like that. Based on the course of the preparation, you can do that. But the thing is, everything is there here. So this mind is very dangerous. It will move here and there, because your age, it is a very much tender age, especially for the people who started the preparation just now. So there is a high possibility for the deviations and distractions. You must control it. So you may follow some physical exercise every day, or you may follow some yoga if it is possible, both. So that every day morning, if you can have some workout or some yoga with you, you are at least setting your brain for the next entire day. So if you do some yoga, your nerves will be relaxed. If you have some physical exercise, your stress will be burnt. So some kind of physical activity or some kind of yoga you must do in this preparation to make your mental health in the right direction. The second thing is a physical strength is also very much important. Even though you are very much foodie, whatever you eat, that will decides the body state and also the state of mind. So make sure that when you are in this preparation, you should take a healthy food and you should take a limited quantity food, how much is required. Of course, once here and there, once in a week, of course, you have a very full and happy meal you can take, but generally you can restrict your meals and everything. So you can take a proper healthy meal. You don't go for whatever it is available in the home or in the hotel, but try to stick yourself, because that is very much important, because whatever you eat, that will give some kind of the qualities to this body, and based on this body the mental conditions also depend. So if you want to be very active, so you should take a very healthy diet. So this is also very much important. And the third thing is the peer group. So always we will look for the peer group for us. If you're an individual person, if you don't have the peers, initially that's fine. You start your own preparation, follow the some take some mentorship program, and through that mentorship you please sail through it. But if you have a very good peer group, and make sure that that peer group should enhance your knowledge rather than unnecessarily going for the discussion. For example, if three to four friends they're discussing that the Indian national movement, somebody says that Mahatma Gandhi is great, somebody says that Subhash Chandra Bose is great, and you can tell, you can explore the positives and weaknesses of both personalities, but you should not argue. So if you can argue, that deviation and discussion will go to somewhere where you lost your time, and finally you come with unnecessary kind of things in your mind. So try to avoid it. Have a clear peer group, and you need to discuss only when it is required. So when it is not because every topic does not need a discussion. Very few topics needs discussion. So only for those topics you please do the discussion. For the other topics, please try to avoid the discussion. That is not at all suggestible. Clear? So peer group is very much important. Identify your peers very carefully, because this examination requires some people with strong motivation. So if you are not able to find that person having strong motivation for this examination, I don't recommend to add him as your peer in this preparation. So rather than walking with a fool, it is better and it is wise to walk as an alone. If you find a best person to walk together, it's fine. But if you are not able to find, so better to walk alone rather than walking with a fool. So you please try to remember this. The other thing is, in this preparation, we will see lot of ups and downs because our mood swings are very much high. So in one test, if you are performing very well, you are on the top of the moon on that day. On the other day, if your score in the test is, for example, some 50 or 55, you are too down on that day. For example, otherwise, if your friend knows a lot of knowledge on particular topic, and you may feel that he knows a lot of the knowledge on that, but still my preparation is not good, then you may disappoint yourself. So you need to handle these ups and downs very carefully, because if that mood swing is there for the 15 minutes or 1 hour, that's fine. But if it is disturbing your entire day, you are losing a lot. So make sure that you need to have a proper mindset for this examination. You need to be open. And one more thing is, in this preparation, don't try to see everything with a critic eye. So that is not a good suggestion. That is not a good strategy. So whatever the work was done by any organization, any government, there might be some positive in that. First, you try to identify the positive, then you will look for the what are the betterments we might have been done. Because these days you can see most of the people are supporting the BJP government, some people support the Congress government. Everyone has their own explanations for that. My suggestion was, we are not working, you are not, we are you, whatever. So we are not we are about to work for the nation. We are not going to work for this political parties. So always have a balanced mindset with you. If somebody says that Gandhi is not good, you should not come to a conclusion that Gandhi is not good. If you somebody criticizes Jawaharlal Nehru, you immediately should not come to a conclusion that Jawaharlal Nehru did that this, because those are all unnecessary things for us. Recently, also we had some conversation that some people will praise Indira Gandhi's version, some people will feel that that is a black remark on Indian history. So, as an aspirant, you should not personally attach to the any religious ideology or political ideology. You should always have a balanced mindset, because in the preparation, if you read the Indian polity in specific reference to the constitution and its provision, you can understand what are the basic values of this constitution and what our founding fathers has been dreamt of. But if you know that, everything will go away, and you always think in the right direction. So don't try to come to a judgment immediately, and don't try to take a stand on any topic without having a proper evidence with you. So any topic, if you are reading, try to read with open arms, so that everything first you can take, listen from all the resources, analyze yourself, come to a conclusion. You can come to a conclusion, I'm not against to that, but whatever the conclusions are there with you, it must be drawn from the evidence. And without evidence, you should not come to any conclusion, especially in this examination, because even when you are writing exam in the mains also, the evidence is very much important. You need to submit your evidence before you are coming to that conclusion. So the people who are preparing for this examination, my humble request was, be a balanced candidate. Don't try to come to a conclusion very fast. So take the topic, understand the topic, read from the different resources, listen from the experienced people, think yourself, apply your knowledge, then come to the conclusion. That might be your mindset. That will be your way of thinking. So whenever somebody is asking you what is your view on this topic, you must give a balanced judgment. That is what the UPSC panel also is looking in the interview. If you see the syllabus in the interview, they are always looking for the balance of judgment. So that balance of judgment will not come in the interview phase. You need to prepare it from day one. So that is also, you must take care of it, right? The other basic books, everything is available in our Telegram. So we will, in the description, we are adding our Telegram channel and WhatsApp number. So you may try to message it, and we will send the basic books first. And first read the basic books. The beginners, don't worry about the wholesome preparation at a time. So take the basic books and finish it within 3 to 4 months. And we prepared a PDF there where we are talking about the basic books and the advanced books. And if you already selected that, that's fine. And if you are already taken from some topper suggestion, please take it. But if somebody don't have any idea, and if you are just starting now, you can just message us, because anyway, we have the personal mentorship program also going on as of now. We will help you in this aspect. So for any questions, you can comment on the comment sections. We will definitely revert back to you. Otherwise, you can comment in our Telegram channel. You can question us in our Telegram channel. We will definitely revert back to you. And all the best. And I hope this session will be helpful to you. Thank you so much.